Most people don't realize that the real advantage in today's world is not money, connections, or even talent. It's leverage through artificial intelligence, and the difference between people who feel overwhelmed and people who feel in control often comes down to whether they know how to use the tools that already exist around them. Think about someone like Elon Musk, not because you need to become a billionaire, but because he understands something fundamental. The person who uses systems wins over the person who relies only on effort. And right now, AI is the most powerful system available to everyday people. Yet most individuals still treat it like a toy instead of a life-changing assistant, which is why they remain stuck doing repetitive tasks, wasting hours planning their days, rewriting emails, organizing notes manually, overthinking decisions, and feeling like there are never enough hours in the day. What if instead of starting your morning by scrolling or reacting to problems, you opened an AI tool and asked it to design your entire day based on your goals, your available time, and your energy levels? And within seconds, you had a structured schedule that prioritized deep work, exercise, learning, and even rest, something that normally takes 30 to 60 minutes of mental effort. What if instead of staring at a blank page, when you need to write a report, script, proposal, or even a difficult message, you gave AI the context and let it generate a strong first draft that you simply refine, cutting your writing time in half? What if you could paste your monthly expenses into a tool and have it analyze where you are overspending, suggest optimizations, and even create a negotiation script to lower your bills? These are not futuristic ideas. They are available now, but the reason most people don't benefit from them is because they don't know how to think in prompts. They don't know how to communicate clearly with AI, and clarity is power. One of the most underrated life hacks is learning to give structured instructions. Instead of saying, "Help me be productive," you say, "Act as a productivity coach, analyze my schedule from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., identify time leaks, and create an optimized version that includes 290-minute deep work blocks and 130-minute learning session." And suddenly the output becomes 10 times more useful because AI rewards specificity. Imagine you are a student overwhelmed with exams. Instead of rereading a textbook for hours, you upload your notes and ask AI to generate a summary, then create 20 practice questions. Then explain the hardest concepts as if you were 12 years old, turning passive studying into active recall in minutes. Imagine you are trying to improve your health but don't know where to start. You tell AI your height, weight, schedule, food preferences, and goal, and it generates a realistic weekly meal plan and workout structure that fits your lifestyle instead of some extreme routine you will quit in 3 days. Imagine you are building a YouTube channel and struggling with ideas. You describe your niche, your audience, and your tone, and AI gives you 30 content ideas, 3 hook variations for each, and optimized titles designed to trigger curiosity. The difference between average and exceptional in this era is not intelligence, it's implementation speed. And AI compresses time, which means it compresses learning curves. And when you reduce friction, you increase action. Most people fail not because they lack ambition, but because the barrier to starting feels too high, the task feels too big, the uncertainty feels paralyzing. But when you can break any big goal into clear micro steps with the help of an AI assistant, suddenly writing a book becomes outlining one chapter, starting a business becomes validating one idea, improving finances becomes cutting one unnecessary subscription, and progress becomes measurable instead of abstract. There's also a psychological shift that happens when you use AI intentionally. You move from consumer to creator, from reactive to proactive, from overwhelmed to strategic, because instead of drowning in information, you start directing it. Think about how many decisions you make every day: what to eat, what to prioritize, how to respond, what to learn. Decision fatigue is real, and AI can act as a second brain, not to replace your thinking, but to augment it, to give you options faster so you can choose better. One powerful daily habit is what I call the 10-minute AI reset, where at the end of each day, you write 3 things you accomplished, 3 things that didn't go well, and ask AI to suggest improvements for tomorrow, turning reflection into an automated growth loop. Another underrated hack is using AI as a thinking partner, pasting your doubts and asking it to challenge your assumptions, forcing you to see blind spots you might miss alone. People often fear that relying on AI will make them lazy, but the opposite is true if used correctly. because it removes friction from starting and frees mental energy for creativity, strategy, and execution, which are deeply human skills. Consider the compounding effect. If AI saves you just 1 hour per day, that's 365 hours per year, which is over 9 full work weeks of time reclaimed. Time you could invest into learning a high-income skill, building relationships, improving your health, or creating content that changes your life. The real tragedy is not that AI will replace people, but that people who don't learn to use AI will be replaced by those who do. However, this is not about fear. It's about empowerment, because the barrier to entry is almost zero. You don't need a computer science degree. You don't need to code. You just need curiosity and the willingness to experiment. Start small. Ask AI to rewrite one email more clearly, summarize one article faster, brainstorm one idea better, and as you build confidence, you expand into bigger systems like automated content workflows, study pipelines, budget optimizations, and habit trackers. Another viral-worthy life hack is turning AI into your accountability partner, telling it your weekly goals and asking it to check in with you daily, creating a sense of external commitment that increases follow-through, or using it to simulate difficult conversations so you can practice before talking to your boss, client, or partner, reducing anxiety and increasing clarity. What makes this powerful is not the tool itself, but the mindset shift from "this is interesting" to "this is essential," because once you treat AI as infrastructure instead of entertainment, your output multiplies. Imagine a world where every teenager learns how to prompt effectively before graduating, where every employee knows how to automate repetitive reporting, where every creator knows how to turn one idea into 10 pieces of content with intelligent repurposing. The productivity ceiling rises for everyone. And yet, despite this potential, most people still scroll past videos about AI thinking it's complicated, when in reality, the most powerful prompts are often simple and conversational. If you want something truly life-changing, combine 3 habits: daily planning with AI in the morning, focused execution during the day, and reflective optimization at night, creating a feedback loop that improves itself. Over months, this compounds into skill acquisition, discipline, and clarity. Not because AI did the work for you, but because it reduced the noise so you could focus on what matters. The future will not belong to the strongest or even the smartest, but to the fastest adapters, the ones who see tools not as threats, but as leverage. And the beautiful part is that you can start today, right after watching this, by opening an AI tool and asking it one powerful question. Based on my current situation, what are the 3 highest impact changes I can make this week? And then acting on the answer, because information without action is entertainment. But information applied is transformation, and the people who understand this will look back in 5 years and realize that the moment they decided to use AI intentionally was the moment their trajectory quietly changed forever.